In June 1984, the Indian Army entered the Golden Temple, the holiest site in Sikhism. This was not just a military operation, it was the result of years of political tension, rising violence, and difficult decisions. To understand how India reached this moment, we must go back to the changes in Punjab after independence. The Green Revolution transformed Punjab into one of India's most productive agricultural regions, but this rapid growth also brought new challenges, including economic inequality, resource disputes, and growing political tensions over state rights. What began as development was slowly turning into conflict. In 1973, the Shiromani Akali Dal, a regional political party, introduced the Anandpur Sahib Resolution, a document that would shape Punjab's political future. It focused on federalism, arguing that states should have greater authority instead of excessive central control. The resolution called for more power over governance, greater control of Punjab's river waters, and protection of Sikh religious and cultural identity. Supporters saw it as a legitimate constitutional demand within India, but critics feared it could encourage division. This difference in interpretation created growing mistrust between Punjab's leaders and the central government. And what began as a political demand was slowly becoming a deeper conflict. By the late 1970s, politics in Punjab had become increasingly tense. The Shiromani Akali Dal and the Indian National Congress were competing for influence, turning political debates more confrontational. Issues of identity, religion, and governance became deeply intertwined, making the situation more sensitive and emotional. As moderate voices weakened, more assertive and hardline approaches began to gain attention. Some analysts suggest that political strategies during this period unintentionally allowed more radical elements to rise. Gradually, tensions moved beyond political disagreement. Incidents of violence, growing fear, and declining public trust signaled that Punjab was entering a serious crisis. This growing instability would soon lead to decisions that would change the course of events. By early 1984, the situation in Punjab had reached a critical point. The central government faced a difficult choice, whether to continue negotiations or take direct action. Several rounds of talks with Akali leaders failed to produce a lasting solution. At the same time, the presence of armed militants inside the Golden Temple complex made the situation far more sensitive. The use of regular police forces was considered ineffective under these conditions. As tensions continued, the crisis began to be viewed as a matter of national security, not just regional unrest. Faced with limited options, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi approved a military operation. This decision would lead to what became known as Operation Blue Star. In early June 1984, the Indian Army launched Operation Blue Star. Troops entered the Golden Temple complex between June 1st and June 8th to remove armed militants. At the center of the operation was Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who was inside the Akal Takht along with his followers. The fighting was intense, involving heavy weapons and close combat within the complex. After several days of conflict, Bhindranwale was killed, along with many of his associates. Casualty figures remain disputed. Official estimates reported around 400 to 600 deaths, while other reports suggest the number may have been higher, including civilians. The operation took place during a major religious period, which meant many pilgrims were present inside. The Akal Takht was heavily damaged, making the event deeply painful for the Sikh community. In October 1984, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated by two of her Sikh bodyguards. The assassination was widely linked to the events of Operation Blue Star. In the days that followed, large-scale anti-Sikh violence broke out, especially in Delhi. Many Sikh men, women, and children were attacked and killed by violent mobs, and homes and businesses were destroyed. Thousands of people lost their lives, and many families were displaced. In the aftermath, Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi made a controversial remark saying, "When a big tree falls, the earth shakes." The statement was widely debated and criticized. For many, this period became one of the darkest chapters in modern Indian history. Operation Blue Star was not an isolated event. It triggered a chain of consequences that continued long after 1984.